So we're going to be talking about Google Meet. Google Meet is a part of the Google Suite that Grand Rapids Community College licenses. And we're going to be using the web conferencing feature. This feature can be used to hold a live session and to record that session. And that recording ends up on your Google Drive, at which point, once you have that recording, you could share that using your TechSmith Relay account. So to get started with Google Meet, we go to the upper right-hand corner. I am logged into my Chrome browser, my Google account, using my GRCC credentials. So when I go to join Meet, I'm not going to have to re-authenticate. Here's the Meet icon. Looks like supposed to look like a camera inside a green background. You can also type Meet into your Meet into your address bar. It's meet.google.com. And that takes you to the Meet homepage. At this point, we can decide to either join or start a meeting. If you're joining a meeting that someone else has sent you an invitation to, you would enter in that meeting ID here, which is a series of letters, usually 9 or 10 letters. Or you can start your own meeting by just giving it a title. When it first begins, you're going to have the camera turn on and you're going to have the microphone. If you would prefer not to have the camera, you can turn it off at this point. And then over to the right, you have the option of either joining the meeting, which is really just beginning the meeting, or presenting from here. I recommend joining a meeting because if you present, at that point you will simply be limited to presenting your screen, whereas if you click on Join Meeting, you have additional options available to you. So you can at this point add other people to the meeting, like selecting other people or add people, or you can copy and paste the information about the meeting into an announcement or email message. This meeting has an ID. This is the meeting ID right here. It is just letters, and then people can also join by dialing in. If I go click here to add people, it will go to my contacts list, and I can invite people from there. Once you're in the Join Meeting interface, you have on the left-hand side at the lower end of the screen, there is the title of the meeting, and there is a little arrow that you can click on. There is the information about the meeting again, if you want to share that. On the opposite end of the screen, also on the lower side, we have more options, these 3 little dots down here, and I can click on that, and at this point I may choose to record my meeting. I can also do a number of the other things that are available to me, including turning on captions, changing my audio and video settings, or going full screen. The change layout is the ability to change how people are arranged once they join the meeting. Right now we're in the auto, but if you wanted people to be selected or to show up here on the right hand side, you can do that layout. You can have a spotlight for the person that is speaking. The tiled layout would put people throughout your screen so you can see a number of people in different places. So whatever is your preference, and probably depends in part on how many people are attending the meeting. I am at this point going to record the meeting because I want to show you what happens once we stop our meeting. So if people don't want to be recorded, they would not be. So the meeting is now being recorded, and we'll look at that in a minute. I also wanted to talk a little bit about this turning on captions business. If I turn on captions when I speak, it does a pretty good job of capturing my text, or rather capturing my voice into text. When I pause, it will add punctuation. It'll even attempt to look at questions. How about that? So I think that's pretty cool. And if you turn captions on, then your attendees will have the option of watching them or turning them off. So it's a nice accessibility feature for a live session. In the upper right-hand corner, we have a little icon with people on it, and that is actually the list of the people or attendees for your meeting. And you again have the option of adding people, so you'll get your contacts list there. And then you also have the chat window here, so people are able to chat, and that chat is also recorded, so you'll have a record of the chat. Just click off if you want that to disappear from the screen. And lastly, I want to talk a little bit about the presentation. So if you wanted to present something, say PowerPoint, I have some Google Slides that I'm going to present. I'll click on Present Now, and your options are your entire screen or just a window. I'm going to select this window. In fact, I'm going to select my Chrome browser. It lets me know that I am now presenting, and if I click over to this slides presentation, then I'm sharing that information with my students. And of course, I could continue to use the captioning at this point and or voice. I guess not or voice. You're going to have the captioning on. If you turn the captioning on, students will be able to read or listen to your voice. And so to stop presenting, you simply click on that button, and that's pretty much it. At this point, we can stop the meeting by leaving the call. Now what happens with your video at this point is you will be alerted when the video is ready in your email account, and the video is saved in a file on your Google Drive. So you can go out to Google Drive and grab that file, and you can share it. You could share it using YouTube, or you can share it using your TechSmith Relay library, which then can import that video into your Blackboard account. And we'll show that in a different video focusing on how to use TechSmith Relay. And that's it.